Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Today we're going to be talking about an old tool, something that we haven't been able to do for a while because I've been busy on projects trying to rebuild houses and things. So I get back to the thing that I like the best. We're going to be talking about a Swan beam drilling machine. It's a hand crank machine, very similar to the one that I worked on before. I'll take you through the steps that I'm going through when I rebuild something, how I evaluate it, changes that I make to it, and trying to bring it back into user condition. It's very similar to this other Swan drilling machine that I have, but this one is a little better condition. You can see this one has the handles, whereas this one, the handles have been rusted off. I'm going to go through the process of rebuilding this. There's really only a couple of things wrong with this machine. This board has gotten wet and dry rotted. That dry rot has allowed this bolt to become loose to the point where you can take it out with your fingers. Not a bad thing. Now that I've got it out, I can see that the shank is rusted quite severely. That's going to require replacement. One on the other side's loose also. And that's really beneficial because quite often these get rusted to the point where you can't get them out. When I was rebuilding the corn sheller, I had a dickens of a time with it. Okay, gonna need one square-headed bolt. This rack gear goes into a pocket in the bottom of the headpiece. That's what holds that in position. This tenon on the top of these beams holds this top piece in position. And then there's a steel plate that's screwed to the top of that the latch hooks to. This latch is spring loaded so that when the drill comes up, it latches there. The gears are dirty, but they don't appear to be too badly damaged, just mostly dirt. I'm going to remove the screws that hold the hinges onto the base. There, we got a good bite into that screw head. I don't want to disassemble this any more than I have to, but I think these iron parts need to be painted. I don't know what they did to them originally, but I imagine they had some kind of a paint or coating on them. That screw's been through the mill. It's rotted away to the point where it's not useful. This one's lost the end threads too. I have a feeling, looking at the condition this is in, this set folded up someplace with these two ends down on the dirt. I think I'm going to have to clamp this in the vise. No, with any luck, I'll be able to back this screw out. Okay, that piece is loose. Quite a bit of corrosion on that piece of iron there, but it doesn't look like it's too thin. Nope, hasn't taken much stock off of it. That'll go in the dip tank. Turns out the screw wasn't even in there, just a bare peg left of it. Take this top plate off. This was originally made with a bar that screwed onto the front of that. This looks like somebody cut off the end of a barn hinge and screwed it onto the top to hold the screw, or to hold the auger up in place. This would work, but since I'm going to have to make a new board anyways, I'm going to make a new plate to go into that and mount it like it was originally. Bring it back up to the original condition. This bracket right here is what the rack gear goes into. This is the gear that raises and lowers the mechanism. Flip it that way and engages the gear, and then that gear is used to crank the head up out of the hole. Looks like it was made out of cast. And that little loop that went around here has broken away. So somebody put a wood screw in there in an attempt to hold that gear in place. So that's going to require a replacement also. I'm going to have to attach a new piece on there and re-drill that loop. And I'm going to have to repair the spot it's gotten chewed up when they did their fix on it, because this is supposed to go right in there nice, straight and square, and that little loop then holds this gear nice, straight and square. Because of the cobble job they did on it, they wallowed out that hole. I'm going to try and replace just that section, drill that out, put a plug in there so that I can save the major upper portion, because I like to leave it as original as possible. These pieces, I believe, are made from oak. Just because of the configuration of the grain. On the original unit, on the other unit that I have, this part would also have been made of oak, but this appears to be pine. old pine because it's got nice straight even grain on it. No knots other than that one little pinhole knot on there. But I might need to change this out and make it out of the original oak, just because this has been attacked by powder post beetles here and on the back end, and it's in pretty rough shape. So I'll look into that and see if I can salvage it. If I can, I will. If not, I'll make a new base. Thanks for watching another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Don't forget to click like. It lets me and everyone else know that this is a good video. And if it's not, put it in the comments below and say what you'd like to see.